the last year, and even farther back has been Kevin Keller. We announced that Kevin was getting married in the pages of Life with Archie, and Kevin's a major and important character to us, and John should speak to that.
Yeah, well, we talked about it briefly a second ago with Dan and Kevin, and so in Life with Archie, Kevin is going to get married. So, we're taking that bold step going forward. And you guys may know a little bit about Life with Archie. That's a continuation of the wedding story that Michael created. And this is a real story. I mean, Kevin is wounded in battle. You're going to actually see battle scenes in a Life with Archie magazine, which is very exciting for us. And he meets his partner during rehabilitation. So I'm going to let Dan and Michael Uslan and everyone talk a little bit more about Kevin.
As far as the wedding storyline goes, I'll deflect to Paul too, because Paul actually wrote it.
All right, to Paul Kupperberg.
Yeah. You're basically with Kevin. Wally, help you start with the wedding.
We're bringing Kevin into the Life with Archie universe, and it's going to begin with he returns to Riverdale for his wedding, and in the course of that story, we'll learn the backstory of how he met his fiancee, Clay Walker, who's a doctor, because every mother wants her son to marry a doctor. But we're playing very realistic. I mean, I think everything we do, mostly everything we do in Life with Archie, really tries to stay in the realm of realism. We're playing a little bit with alternate universes at the moment, but mostly we're telling real stories about real characters. And this turned out to be a really rich storyline. And once the wedding story is passed, they'll be returning to Riverdale to come and live, and we'll be following them for the rest of it from now on.
Dan, do you want to talk a little bit about the ongoing Kevin series?
Yeah. Thanks to everybody. The mini-series has been very successful. The 4th issue will be coming out next month, and then starting in February will be Kevin Keller's ongoing series, which starts over at number 1. And so now we'll see Kevin situated in Riverdale. He's now the class president, and now we'll start getting into the world of dating, which of course is never easy in Riverdale, never perfect. So we'll just see Kevin dealing with the things that Archie and the rest of the gang deal with, dating, and proms, and other things, and he'll still be interacting with Veronica, his best gal pal. And, so it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully you'll come along for that too.
The one thing at Archie, a good problem is that there's always stuff to talk about. Another major thing you may have seen in the Associated Press is it's our 70th anniversary at the company, and we've celebrated it with one special issue that John can talk about.
Yeah, this is our 70th year, which is incredible. And in celebration of our 70th year, Archie issue number 625 is a very special issue. One of the gang's relatives has a bout with cancer, and she goes and she stays at Ronald McDonald House in New York. It's a really great story, very poignant, written by Alex Simmons. And if 100% of the profits of that book are being donated to Ronald McDonald House here in New York. So if there's one comic you guys want to buy this year, please go buy Archie 625, the Ronald McDonald House issue, because 100% of those profits are going to Ronald McDonald House. And we have it for sale at our booth if you want to stop by and buy it. We'd really appreciate that. It's very important to us.
One thing that Archie really has been big on is guest stars or special appearances, and there's been no shortage of late, but there's one special one that John had a real part in bringing in.
Well, I don't know how many of you are football fans. I'm a big football fan. I'm a huge fan of the New York Giants. So we found out that Michael Strahan, the former New York Giants superstar Super Bowl winner, is a huge fan of Archie comics. So he reached out to us, and we had a great conversation, and he asked if he could be in an Archie comic book, and we said absolutely. So the story is called The Sacrifice, because Moose is about to break Michael's sack record at Riverdale High. So it's a tremendous story written by Angela De Cesare. And it's tons of fun. So anyway, Michael is appearing in next issue, Archie 626. Please pick it up. It's tons of fun, and Michael's supporting it all around, and it's terrific.
One thing that John says in pretty much every interview that I've sat in on is Archie's about value, and I think this panel get a wonderful gift bag, and we've also got a little movie to show too. So can you dim the lights just for 1 second? Yeah. There we go.
So Gene Simmons calls the office one day and he goes, "Hey, let's do Archie meets Kiss." I thought he was kidding. And he's like, no, we got to do this thing. I was like, "Why do you want to do it?" He goes, "Because it's going to be great." And you know what? It is great. Alex wrote it. Dan drew it. I'm going to let Alex and Dan talk about it. This is the most fun story I've read since I've been in Archie Comics. It is incredible. Anyway, writer Alex Simmons, Alex Segura.
It was actually one of the few times I switched hats while sitting in John's office. John said, "Hey, we've got this deal with Gene. We've got to start promoting this Archie Kiss comic." I said, "Well, can I write it?" So I sent them a pitch. They seemed to like it enough, and once they told me Dan was drawing it, you know, it's a dream come true. I've known about Dan as an artist since I started reading Archie, so. And the chance to write these characters, these kind of two pop icons, Kiss, they are larger than my comic book characters, so it's been a lot of fun for me to write, and just seeing the pages come in has been really exciting.
Yeah, this is like the coolest project ever. It really is. And I mean, the story's got, Alex has done a great job on the story. It's got everything but the kitchen sink in the story. But you've got Sabrina, you've got demons and zombies and Kiss, and you've got Josie, and I'm throwing in like everybody I know in there is zombies. It's just great. It's one of the most fun projects ever. And I'm on the third issue now, and it's, I mean, I don't even want it to end. It's so much fun.
There's a very surprise guest star in that very issue, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know, Archie's been doing a lot of new things, and one thing, you know, to help you guys keep up with the news, know where to shop, know what to do, we've totally reimagined. Well, there's that. We've totally reimagined our...
He's an Archie fan.
Totally redone our online presence, our store, our social media, our social networking, and the first step in that has been totally redoing the Archie website. So we've got a screen grab here, but go to archiecomics.com, store, Facebook integration, Twitter integration, the latest news. You'll see everything that's happening at New York Comic Con if you can't make it around the booth. So just wanted to give a hat tip to that. And another big thing for us, you know, speaking of values, Life with Archie. That's been the flagship title of the company.
Yeah, and we launched Life with Archie a little bit more than a year ago. It's been a fantastic success. We didn't know how it was going to go. I'm going to sort of turn this one over to Michael Uslan, since he's the guy who began the whole journey for us, and let him talk about Life with Archie. But it's available everywhere, in your CVS's and your supermarkets and all, you know, Barnes and Noble, all these places. Life with Archie is just, it's a tremendous fun project for us to do a little aged up Archie. But I'm going to let Michael Uslan talk about that and a couple of other things as well.
You know, to have the kind of talent that's at Archie to work on something brand new. If you haven't seen Life with Archie, you're going to see it is loaded with soap opera, real life problems that people have, not simply about high school, but once they're out of high school and out of college, facing the real world for the first time, facing jobs, unemployment, relationships change. What happens to all your old high school friends and buddies? Do you stay in touch? Do you drift apart? What happens to those old romances as you begin to become a little bit more worldly and get around a little bit more? Do your dreams change? What really happens? And finally, and very importantly, if any of you have ever been to a high school reunion, who was it who really just peaked in high school? That's a very important question to ask. And thanks to the talents of Paul Kupperberg, sitting right down here. Paul is an amazing, amazing writer who has continued this and brought it to life and made it so interesting from issue to issue. So you never know what's around the next corner in Life with Archie. But if you do like soap opera, this is the one for you. It's a very, very different breed. Also coming up, we're trying some new things. You might have noticed in some of the comic books, in some of the digests, you're seeing more and more of the old Pure Heart, the powerful stuff, and a lot of the Archie characters as superheroes. Well, enjoy it while you can, because you're getting now exposed to all the originals. And right around the next corner, we are going to be bringing to you a brand new version of Pure Heart and the Super Teens. And we're going to approach it in a way that, what if you are a real high school student in a real school, in a real town, and you wind up with a superpower? Are you going to put on a cape? Are you going to go out and get armor? If it really happened to you and your friends, what would you do? What would a real-life superhero coming out of high school look like today? Would you go the Peter Parker route? Would you do something a little bit different? If you're Veronica Lodge and you should gain a superpower, do you think there's a chance on Earth you're going to wear the same clothes and costume every time you go out to fight crime? It's not happening. I mean, it's just not happening. So we're going to shake up the whole superhero world. You're going to see what superheroes are like if it was absolutely a real thing, with people having to do with real issues. And we are going to have so much fun with this, and very, very soon you're going to hear some of the names of the talent that are associated with this project. One last thing I want to mention. We started something interesting in the Archie wedding stories. And if you saw the first clues that were planted there, and if you saw a guy named Dilton Doily, who is starting to look a little bit more like Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future, you know that the seeds have been planted, and Paul has really beautifully been carrying them forth in little clues and things throughout Life with Archie. Yes, Virginia, there is an Archie multiverse, and we are heading toward the big bang of the Archie multiverse. So if you thought you knew Archie comics, if you thought it's all about just high school kids, and then you wonder, well, wait a minute, there's Archie babies. Well, where does that fit in? What about Little Archie? What about the man from Riverdale? What about this Pure Heart, the powerful stuff? What about Archie Year One, Archie 3000? How does this all fit together? Archie gets married. You're going to find out very soon as the multiverse bursts all around you in the world of Archie. It's going to be a lot of fun, and the only clues I will give you is in anything you read with Archie now, keep one eye on Dilton Doily and keep one eye on Mr. Lodge. And if you've been following Life with Archie and you're wondering why Mr. Lodge seems so almost villainous, start reading Life with Archie real carefully, because that's going to help us lead into the multiverse Big Bang. So stay tuned, and we'll have a lot more fun information about that really soon.
Another thing that's been big for us has been digital. I mean, everyone's talking about day and date now. We've been day and date since April. And a lot of our help in getting the word out there on digital has been due to our partners at Iverse. Steve May and his team have done a great job. We've got 3 million downloads of our app, and we're still going strong. The Red Circle app is going to be huge. And if you want to just...
Yeah, absolutely. At Iverse, it's such an honor for us to partner with Archie on their digital plans. And, Archie, under John's leadership, fully embraced digital before any other publisher did. And it's showing now. We work with probably close to 60 different comic book publishers, and Archie, far and away, is our bestseller. People love Archie in the digital space as well. And I know it's refreshing for our CEO, Michael Murphy, who couldn't be here today, but he's always thinking of new ideas. So it's good for him. He can call John, and they can talk about ideas. And as Michael said earlier, no is never a part of the the answer. Let's see how we can do this. So that plays into the Red Circle app. It's going to be a different model, which we think will become the standard in a few years. Users are going to get access to a whole universe of superhero characters for really the monthly cost of a one comic book is the plan. So weekly content, refreshing, fun. Again, it's just an honor to work with Archie, and we hope the relationship continues for many, many years to come.
Thank you guys as well. 3 million downloads. That is pretty good stuff. So thank everybody for that.
I mean, in addition to digital, Archie's more available than it's ever been, and part of that is our relationship with Random House and the bookstore market.
Yeah, we're as you guys may see, we're putting out a lot more graphic novels. They're a lot more available. It's a format we're going to embrace going forward. So look for Archie in all your bookstores in the graphic novel section and in the kids graphic novel section as well. A lot of Archie graphic novels coming out through Random House, and it's been fantastic for us, and that part of our business is going to grow and grow. So if you guys are fans of graphic novels, you're going to see a lot of Archie. Not just Archie, but Sonic, Mega Man, a lot of stuff out.
And it's not just books. We've got T-shirts, we've got Halloween masks, we've got pretty much the whole spectrum of stuff. Carrie, our licensing coordinators, brought some samples to show off.
With Halloween coming up, I brought a bunch of masks that we have. Ruby is star characters. How would I pass it down so I can use the mic? You can buy these masks online, and
Put it on.
Good save.
along with these, we also have. Along with these masks, we also have full body costumes of Betty and Veronica and Archie and Jughead, and also Josie from Josie and the Pussycats. Also, we have these calendars that are licensed from Asgard Press, and they are all vintage covers that you can pull out and frame and put them on your wall, so they're good for after the year is over.
So I guess what we've seen just so far is Archie's pretty much everywhere, digitally, print.
We also have t-shirts, which show them. You can buy these t-shirts at our booth and online at poppunk.com, where they have men's and women's t-shirts and also baby clothing, lots of different designs. And also at our booth, we're selling Goodwood, which is wooden jewelry and also accessories that are really cool. And you should check that out. And yes, we also have bags and accessories at our booth that are all made out of recycled comics that are folded up. And it's really cool.
We haven't run out of announcements yet either. There's one thing, we mentioned it a couple years back, but now we're getting ready to debut a little thing called Stanley Comics. And my office is right next to Paul Kaminsky's, who's editing the project, so I can see him toiling away at this, and I know it's his baby, so.
Yeah, Stanley's Mighty 7 is coming out soon. We're looking for a spring release. And it's a really exciting project. Anybody who's a fan of classic Silver Age storytelling and any fans of modern storytelling as well are going to be really happy with what Stan has put together with the help of incredible artists like Alex Saviuk and
And many more.
Many more.
One special thing we'll be doing today, if you want to enter a raffle to get a signed Stan Lee Mighty 7 poster, which should be right in front of me. Just come up at the end of the panel, throw your name in the bowl, and put your email address on it. We'll get in touch with you if you win, and we'll ship this out to you. It's a beautiful piece of art.
Signed by Stan yesterday, so you want to sign Stan Lee?
Freshly signed.
Freshly signed yesterday by Stan himself.
One other big part of Archie is Sonic. Sonic and Mega Man, our licensed titles, have been huge for us, and we've got some two bits of news that I think Paul's going to unveil right now for you guys.
Well, so what you're seeing up there is the Sonic Super Special magazine, which is brand new. It's not actually out yet, but you can buy them upstairs, and there's not too many left, so you better hurry. It's got a really nice foil cover, and it's got a lot of comic features in it, news. It's everything that we always wanted to put out in magazine form about Sonic, all a nice one package. For new fans, it's a great introduction. For old fans, it's got a lot of special bonus materials. There's number 2. Yeah, it's movie. Sonic Super Special is a throwback, of course, to its namesake from the late '90s, and the fact that it's a magazine is just really, really cool because we can fit so much more in there than we would be able to a regular monthly comic book.
Now, Paul, what if I'm looking for a collection of like the best Sonic? Is that possible? Or?
No.
No?
Yeah. Yeah. Coming out. This is an announcement right here. I don't think we've shown this anywhere yet. Is the best of Sonic the Hedgehog comics, a brand new hardcover graphic novel series. And look at that cover. It looks like a CG render. That's Patrick Spaziante on Photoshop, toiling away. That's a drawing. That's not a CG render. That's a drawing. It's insane. It's not. So anyway, Pat's upstairs if you want to go congratulate him on an awesome cover. But the interiors have the best of collections of stories from every Sonic title over the years. So we've got almost 20 years of material to pull from, and there'll be nice, interesting collector's packages going forward.
And what if I wanted a book that kind of had biographies on all these characters? Is that possible?
No. Oh yeah, there is the Sonic Who's Who Encyclopedia is back on. We are scheduling for a fall 2012 release. So later on next year, you're going to see it finally come out with tons of brand new art. It's a really, really exciting project for anyone who wants to know any of the minutia of the world, the characters, interactions, all that stuff.
And we'll go into more detail at the Sonic and Mega Man panel tomorrow at 10:45.
Yeah.
But we'd like to open up the floor for questions, so if you want to line up behind that mic there and ask away.
Hi.
Hello.
I was just wondering about the iPhone app. Not everyone has an iPhone. Will there ever be an Android app too?
Actually, we were just talking about that yesterday, and the answer to that is yes, there will be an Android app. Yes.
Don't be shy, this is your chance.
I have a quick question for the audience, a Life with Archie question. This is very important to us, and it's for the ladies only. By a show of hands, how many ladies here are Veronicas? And how many ladies here are Bettys? Whoa. All right, Paul, you know now, it's got to be done.
Yes.
Are we going to bring back the fashions that the fans could send in? I haven't seen any of those in the Double Digests.
You want them, you got them.
Done. Hello.
I might have missed a couple of these things. I was hoping to hear a little bit more about did you cover the Red Circle?
We can talk more about it. That's
Yeah,
okay.
I was hoping to hear a bit more about the only character that I didn't see in the teaser is the Black Hood.
It's almost like we planned it. The Red Circle, we had a really productive meeting with Iverse at San Diego, and that's really kind of how it spun out. And it's been fun watching the ideas bounce around the office. Mike and Paul have been essential in coming up with the kind of groundwork for this universe. So, Mike, do you want to?
There's so many great characters in the universe. There's hundreds and thousands of characters, great villains too. All of them are going to show up at one point or another, and you're going to see how they've either radically changed or new people entirely have taken on the mantle of those heroes. Black Hood has a plan. All these heroes, you think you're into them. We're really into them. Every single character we've argued about for hours. We have bribed each other to get each character set up the way you want them. This is the universe building on the legacy you've always wanted with superhero comic books. And as Archie keeps doing everything right, with Kevin, with Life with Archie, this is going to be superheroes done right. It's going to be get into a universe with the characters you love in a very easy way.
Not a reboot.
Not a reboot.
And also very quickly for the Sonic and Mega Man fans out there, Ian Flynn and Ben Bates, two Sonic guys and Mega Man people are going to be working on the project. So fans of Sonic and Mega Man, I think you guys are going to be really pleased with this.
I did have one other thing I wanted to double check. I remember that you had announced you were going to be doing more Sam Hill. Did I miss it? Or?
We will be doing some more Sam Hill. It's in the works. Questions? Sure.
We are talking about that right now, so the answer is yes. I will let you know when, but very soon.
Right there. It's going to be a monthly charge. Every week you get more pages of content, and we'll be uploading new archival material nonstop. Steve, do you want to?
It'll be charged whatever platform you're on initially through the iTunes. Yes. Yep.
So not only will you be getting the new installment of Red Circle material, you'll have access to decades, thousands and thousands of pages. And Mike's better at this than I am, but just listing the creators: Alex Toth, Jack Kirby, Gray Murrow. You know, relatively small names, and huge names actually, legends from comics that none of this stuff has been reprinted and will be available through this app for the first time.
Alex, I think you mentioned the term Netflix.
Yeah.
And that's, you pay your monthly fee, and then you'll have access to this whole universe. It's going to be so awesome.
And it's going to be thematic. If we introduce the Fox in the new Crusader story, we'll upload a ton of Fox stories just to help the reader get familiar, but also get a sense of the history of these great characters.
You're also going to have tons of options in how you follow the series. You could follow it week to week, month to month, or story arc to story arc. It's the controls in your hands when it comes to this project. So it's pretty innovative.
Any questions on the craziness on the screen?
Over there.
Sorry.
Oh.
We might. I don't know. I hope so.
Over there.
I know that this is something that a lot of companies where you're doing the archives, artist-specific archives for IDW. I was wondering, are those doing well? Are there plans to continue with something like the old previously Jersey or Don Hawley specific?
I mean, those are doing exceptionally well. We really value our partnership with Dark Horse and with IDW both. I think anything's on the table right now, so these are just we always have creative dialogue with both companies, and so it's certainly possible, without a doubt.
And it's also the kind of thing, we've got a very aggressive graphic novel program through our partnership with Random House. You're going to see a lot of packaging of older material in different formats, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Any other questions? Over there.
Miss Grundy is not coming back, although that would be funny. Not be Grundy. But, and Veronica, it's all tied together with the multiverse storyline, so I think she'll be okay. But, yeah, sure.
I have a question. Carl, you should know
That was
Yes,
one time
he's moving to
appearance.
Riverdale. Yeah. He's moving next door to Archie.
Yes, we have. We've done that. Yes. Through me.
Number one fan?
Yeah, no, we've done that in the past. In fact, we'll probably run some sort of a contest on our new website. Twitter will have their license, one of the licenses. They usually part of the story. If you don't need Archie,